Hello, everybody. My name is Dottie Berry, and I'm the creator of Pickleball Forum for Women. And I'm really excited to have this live stream tonight to be with Callie Smith. Callie, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Dottie.
Oh, good. Well, one thing I'm happy about is that I can actually smile this week. I got a super bad burn on my lips, and I could barely move them for a week. It was crazy. I felt like, wow, it makes me realize how much that lower lip is built into being able to have a smile on our faces. But I couldn't because every time it cracked, it bled, and I was like getting my Afrin out, stopping the bleeding.
Sorry.
So that's a little tip for you all out there. If you ever get a cut or anything, just get some Afrin and put on that cut, and it'll stop the bleeding immediately. Anyway, Callie, this is really all about you, and I wanted to bring you on so that we could announce this live, but you are going to be our newest brand ambassador for Pickleball Forum for Women. So thank you for agreeing to do this. How does that feel to know that you're supporting women in a new way?
For me, it feels great. I've always thought women can do wonderful things. We do wonderful things on a daily basis. And so I'm proud to be part of this group. So thank you for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that I really look for in the people that we are asking to be brand partners with us is not only how you contribute on the court, but what you're doing off the court, and how you handle yourself. And I've watched you a lot, and I like what I see. So I tell people it's as much about life as it is about pickleball. And you're going to be on one of our upcoming pickleball happy hours, and we'll dive into knowing you even more there. But let me just ask you, why do you think women have the capacity to impact, pickleball in such a major way? I mean, we're seeing it every day, but why do you think that's so true?
Well, kind of like what you said, first off, pickleball doesn't make you who you are. It's just another part of who you are. And I just feel like when more women start playing pickleball, it not only is, first of all, not only is pickleball a community, but you make that community stronger. You add talent to the pickleball world, but you also add a piece of yourself. And when we get to know the individuals off the court, it's just amazing to see what you all accomplished and what we accomplished together. And pickleball kind of brings you together. It's just, I guess another platform to share talents and abilities and feelings, emotions with women, and to be able to connect. It's just another way to connect. And I've really enjoyed, at least the women that I've met already. They're amazing. So it's kind of cool to build relationships and to share and get to know more women around the world, not only who share a love of pickleball, but who also contribute more to life as a whole.
No, I couldn't agree more. And it's interesting because even though Pickleball Forum for Women is a Facebook group, I like to call us a tribe with a vibe. We got it happening. And we really do have so much to give. I mean, let's face it, men invented pickleball. We know that as a fact. But I think women are adding a secret sauce, and it's that sense of community and sharing more of themselves, just getting to know who we are, because we each have a story. So tell me a little bit. I don't want to share everything tonight because I want to save some things back for our pickleball happy hour, which is always so much fun, you all. And if you haven't already registered for that, I'm going to scroll this along the bottom because registration is free. And if you don't already belong, it will then redirect you to our Pickleball Forum for Women group. But what is a little bit of the story behind Callie and pickleball? How did that really come about?
It's a funny one. So I thought pickleball was a joke.
Hey, that's honest, huh?
Yeah, I was coaching a tennis lesson. I have a tennis background, and I've coached tennis since I was 15. Played tennis since I was like 8 or 9, and played for the University of Utah, and I was all over the country. And it was, I guess you could say, it was instilled in me as a little girl, and that's what we did. My mom was my coach. My grandfather was her coach. So it's kind of
Wow.
stayed in the family. I had an uncle who played for Wimbledon, Brad Pierce. He got to the
Wow.
quarterfinals of Wimbledon. So it's what we did. It's what my family does. And I kind of continued that tradition on. And I was coaching some younger athletes in tennis, and saw next to me these, what I found out to be pickleball courts. And I thought they were ruining the game. I kind of stuck my nose up at these pickleball people. I was like, that's not a sport. I was like, that's not even a retirement sport. I said, why are these people playing? I said, it's a joke. Like anyways. So I vowed actually right then and there that I would never, even if I became retired, to play pickleball. And I would never be caught dead with a pickleball paddle in my hand. So I would say about 2 weeks after I made that vow to myself, and I was very adamant about it, especially to my husband and to anyone who asked me what I thought about pickleball. I was like, absolutely not. It's like that's a very bad taste in my mouth to even speak the word pickleball. So my grandfather-in-law, so my husband's grandpa, he was about 85, 86, and he loves pickleball and was very interested in pickleball. And he reached out to me and asked if I would play a tournament with him.
Oh, how can you turn that down, huh?
So that would be really bad to turn that down. So I looked at my husband like, I can't say no to that. I was like, I just said I would never. I swore off pickleball. And now here I was, I couldn't say no. So I went and played with him in a tournament. It was like a little round robin tournament.
Yeah.
And actually enjoyed the time. I was like, okay. My heart was a little softened towards the sport. I was like, okay, I can see why people enjoy it. Met some nice people and had some fun. But tennis in my mind was still way better. I'm like, I will still play tennis, but I was okay with pickleball after.
Yeah, you can do it with Grandpa. I mean, for the sake of the family and Grandpa and these connections, I'll just go do this silly little game with him, huh?
Yeah.
Famous last words, Callie.
I know. So then, while I was at the tournament, there was a guy named Mike Nielsen who approached me. He was like, "Oh, how long have you been playing pickleball? Let me introduce you to these people." I was like, "I play tennis. Like this is okay."
Oh, Callie, I play
That's
tennis.
That's exactly right. It's like, no, like this is not my thing. So don't even. I appreciate the offer, but I'm okay. I'm good. And I tried to turn him down nicely, as nice as I could, and he wouldn't take no for an answer, which is good. I'm glad, because eventually I needed him to help me learn the game. But what happened? So he introduced me to a few people, and I was grateful. But in my head, I was like, I will never play this again. Like maybe here and there with the grandfather-in-law, but that's it. So then my husband, he's very competitive as well. His name is Kyle, and we competed everything together. It's kind of makes our relationship fun. But he's very athletic as well. Kind of can pick up one of those guys that you would hate because he's good at everything. Yeah, that's him. And he, but with racket sports, I beat him in everything when it comes to pickleball, ping pong, tennis. But the only thing we could sort of compete at was pickleball in singles. And so it was somewhat close. So we went out for a date. We had like an hour away from our children, and went out, or from our one daughter actually at the time, and we went out to go play for a minute. And right when we got there, we had two people approach us and say, "Hey, do you guys want to play?" And in my mind, they looked like they couldn't move, like could barely walk. I'm like, we're so athletic. And that wasn't any offense to them, but I was like, there's no way, like we're gonna kill him. I don't want to be rude. So I was like, okay. I was like, so I turned to my husband, like, "Hey, Kyle," I'm like, "we're going to beat him." I was like, "we're going to kill him, and then we're going to get back to our date." And he said, okay. So we went out and played. And what ended up happening was they didn't move at all. And we were all over the place.
Y'all were like the little rats, running around.
Yeah. And ended up losing like 11-2, 11-1, or 11-2.
Oh my gosh.
We got killed. And I remember being so frustrated, like, how the heck did they just beat us? Because there's no way. it did not make sense in my mind. And I thought at that moment, I was like, maybe there's a little more to pickleball than I thought. And I will never.
Did you get any of that on camera by chance?
I didn't.
I bet those folks wish they had a video of them being able to say that they beat you all. That is amazing. Callie, what's interesting is the two words that are challenging when we use are never and always. And that never, I'm never going to play pickleball. So what happened from there? I mean, when you get your butts kicked, now that's very encouraging to me, actually, because I got my butt kicked a couple of times in OMAC tournament. It was supposed to be a 4-0 tournament, and in ages 50 and above. Well, I'm at 68, so I'm like above for sure. And it ended up being all combined with all ages, and then 4-0 and 4-5. But you know what? I learned so much by being in that tournament. Even was able to pull off a game against two young ones who had already won 2 games. So we finished strong. Yes, we can do it. But I'm the same way. So what I take away from that is not like, oh my gosh, woe is me. We're like, okay, let's talk about this. Where did our strategy break down? What do we need? I look at it from a coaching standpoint. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like the person who has a horrible college team in basketball for 4 years, and you're going to lose until you one day win. But you're building the foundation, you're building the things. So what did you do at that point to say, I am going to build something? I mean, where did you jump the gap, I guess is what I'm saying, to finally go tennis to pickleball?
Yeah. So after we lost, I guess it got my competitive fire going. I was like, I never want to lose at this game again. In fact, I will never lose again. So I actually called the Mike Nielsen guy because he had given me his phone number, and I gave him a call and I said, hey, I'm interested in learning the game. Would you be willing to show me the ropes? Tell me the rules, how to score correctly for doubles, and just kind of show me the ropes a little bit. And he was gracious enough to work with me and introduce me to some people. I was introduced to Larry Moon and Tyler Wren, who are some great players. And wow. After that, so they were all willing to help me get better and improve. And
so you didn't ask him to help you with this silly little game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You changed your tune a little bit. But I just have to say, even though as a pro, I'm sure you have to kind of make some choices. It's like when you're in high school and you play all sports, and then you're going to go to college, you got to really concentrate. But I think, a lot of people get into this either or thing with tennis and pickleball. And I think there's room for both. And tennis is a great sport. Pickleball is a great sport. You just didn't know it at the time, how great pickleball was. And so you learned that, and that became your passion. So we're going to save a little bit of that, the further passion about that for our pickleball happy hour. But I do want to say, let me just click up. This is Mary Lynn. She's in our pickleball forum for women, and she's going, yes, go Callie. So we're glad that she's excited, about this and everything. And so, people might be saying, well, what is a brand partner? Well, what that really means is that we want to really support you within our Pickleball Forum for Women group. We want you to engage with people, to post and get feedback to things you ask, to share some of the great sponsorships that you have, because people are really interested, in the things that are connected to pickleball. And in turn, you're going to post about us out there so that more people learn about Pickleball Happy Hour and Pickleball Forum for Women. So we just want to support one another is the bottom line. It's not really complicated, but that's what we want to do. So we're really excited that you're on board with us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you thanks for the opportunity. I'm excited to be on board and to have this community with the women. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I just want to call your attention to something. I did a post tonight where I asked, a lot of the pros are in our Pickleball Forum for Women, and we have what is called, wait a minute, I got to pop Mary Lynn's other You're truly an inspiration for younger and older athletes, especially women all over the world. So look at that. See, you're already inspiring people.
Nice.
Isn't that fantastic?
Thank you.
So anyway, we have a little video. Have you ever heard of a vidhug?
No.
Well, it's really cool. A vidhug is where people go to a specific link and they shoot a little short video. Now, it could be for a graduation celebration. I did one for my sister so that, you know, we could all support her as she's going through her chemotherapy. And you can do anything. So a vidhug, once you get all the videos, I click a little button and it generates this one link that's a montage of all the videos, which is really cool. So it's a way for people to know each other better. And so what the video is supposed to be about is, I love pickleball because, you know, and you just make like a 90-second video. And so when you go to the link that I put in the post, you and the other pros can do this and inspire the other people. And then when we get, you know, these videos done, I'm going to click that magic button, create one link, and everybody will be able to go in there and watch all the videos. And they're going to vote on the best videos. We're going to like not let y'all get the prizes there. Y'all are just there to inspire people to do them. But the ladies, other ladies in the forum, they're going to be able to be voted on for best video. And whoever is voted on for the best is going to win one of our We Can Do It paddles, you know, with Rosie the Riveter on there. Oh, we got a great another comment here. Look at that.
Thank you. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, yeah. So you are on Instagram. I know that. Tell people how they can find you on Instagram.
Yeah, so my Instagram name is at Callie Joe Smith _pickleball.
Okay. Say that one more time so that they'll get it.
Yeah, it's at Callie Joe Smith _pickleball.
Fantastic.
CALLIEJO Smith.
Great. Yeah, it's important to know how to spell that name exactly. I do want to show one more thing before we leave, and that's your YouTube channel, because you're really, I don't want to give it all away again. I want to save some things for the Pickleball Happy Hour, but you're really getting serious about this, and your husband is, and you all are creating a business. So you're going to have a lot more videos on this YouTube channel about pickleball and fitness and everything, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. We'll have so a lot of them, I've been receiving a lot of questions that I would like to answer. It's really hard to answer everybody's questions.
Yeah.
But a lot of them I can kind of categorize. For example, like what's some dynamic warm-ups that I can do before I play pickleball, or if I don't have an opportunity to warm up. And I'm going to be happy to post those and put them on my YouTube. Just for little questions and little things that you may not get from other people's videos, or how to talk to my partner if they're not very communicative, just to
that's a good one
that could be helpful while you play.
Yeah, I know how important that is. I tell you what, I played in the OMAC tournament in Washington, and I had a fabulous partner in one of our women in the forum. She actually had come in from Florida for Hella Spar's clinic that we did. Hey, we're bringing you in. Don't think that's not going to happen. We've got a great community up in the Pacific Northwest where I live. And, you know, it was so great because she comes from a coaching background. And so just the communication is amazing. It makes such a difference. So I really want to encourage you to get some of those videos that you have on your YouTube channel and come post them in the community, because that's very helpful. I mean, our women are so eager. That's why we have a manifesto. And I tell people, look, for those of you who are passionate, empowered, fearless women pickleball fanatics, you know, that's who we are, and we're interested. And it's great because, Callie, so many women, especially my age. Now, I was fortunate. I had more opportunities in sports, but a lot of women didn't have that. And they're sitting there playing pickleball going, oh my goodness, I can play sports. And the excitement in them, oh, it's off the chart. It's almost like the holy grail they've discovered, you know? You notice that in a lot of women who are older and never got to play sports?
Yes. In fact, I know a few, and I've coached a few actually here too that will go and play 6 to 9 hours a day. Just there's not enough hours in the day to play pickleball for them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of talking about health, we had I love to do summits on things where I feel like the conversations need elevating. And so last year I did one called the Pickleball Mind Shift Summit, all about the mental game. And then in January, I did one called the Health Shift Summit. And we did spend a lot of time talking about the importance of dynamic stretching and movement before you play and static stretching afterwards. So I love that you're going to bring more of that in, because my fear in January that because everybody had been cooped up with the pandemic, that they were going to be like a bunch of crazy people and get back out there and, be like weekend warrior athletes and injure themselves. So I really wanted that conversation about how important it is, especially, not just especially as we're older, but even when you're young, to warm up properly. So I really invite you to bring that conversation to the table. And, I have to say, you are being talked about as the most fit player on the pro tour. Do you realize that?
I've heard a few things, but there's quite a few fit people on the tour.
There are, no doubt about it. I mean, Simone is one of them, as we know. And if she weren't so fit, she wouldn't be kicking some butt like she's doing at her age. However, what I think is really interesting is that you're showing people that you don't need to wait until you're in your 40s and 50s to get serious about fitness, because the sooner you do, the better it is. Which brings me to this point. We're going to end this broadcast because you've got your beamer there at home now, and we're going to go over that and help you learn more about how to recover faster, which is, I mean, let's face it, that's one of the main reasons people love to use it who are younger. They're always about, how can I get back on the court quicker? But I will say this, for those people who are older, if you want to play longer, that 6 to 9 hours, you want to play as long as you want, as often as you want, you've got to be healthy. And I see so many people who just get injured, Callie, and they don't pay attention to that injury. And they could have been back out on the court. They try to play through things. They don't have anything that's really helping them. So I'm excited to go through Beamer with you. So we're going to say goodnight. And thanks again for coming on and for being part of our Pickleball Forum for Women. I know you're going to really contribute so much, and I'm excited about that. So anyway, let's end it here. And I'll look forward to seeing you on our Pickleball Happy Hour. We've got that date set up, and I'll be sharing it with people. Okay?
Perfect. Sounds great.
Okay. Thanks so much. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we had one more here. Great watching you play. It says Facebook user. They had not kind of put their name in there yet. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Good night.